19-year-old Sean Lloyd drunkenly pushed someone to the ground and stole their mobile phone and wallet. He was jailed for 2 years and 9 months. What he didn't know at the time was that he'd been given an imprisonment for public protection sentence.
It wasn't until he'd done 2 years, 9 months and didn't get out that we started to panic. Why aren't they letting you out? That I learned that Sean was sentenced to a life sentence through the back door. And that was the start of my journey campaigning to get Sean out.
The sentences were introduced in 2005 and designed for violent and sexual offenders who posed a risk to society. They were scrapped in 2012 for being unlawful, but a third of all IPP sentences were given out for less serious offences, and offenders remain on licence for life. It pushed Sean to the brink of suicide.
And the reason he did was because he knew I was out there campaigning for him, and he stopped. And it still brings tears to my eyes now, because if he didn't have me, he wouldn't be here. If I didn't know how to campaign, if I didn't know how to get public awareness, my son would be one of those statistics.
In total, Sean served around 9 years in prison after twice being recalled because he struggled to cope with the drug addiction he formed in prison.
The most recent figures show there are just over 2,000 IPP prisoners in England and Wales. Now, 92 of those are Welsh. The vast majority, 94%, have served their sentence but are still inside. In fact, nearly 200 of them were given a sentence of less than 2 years but have served more than 10 years behind bars.
And an increasing number are being recalled to prison.
But people get recalled for a number of different reasons, and the number of recalls for serious offences, thankfully, is very, very small, proportionally, tiny proportionally. People get recalled for a wide range of things, some of them serious, some of them very, very, comparatively very trivial.
Among those highlighting the flaws in these sentences and calling for reform are 2 former Justice Secretaries, the former chair of the Parole Board, the Chief Inspector of Prisons, and even the Home Secretary who brought these sentences in.
Change has got to happen, you know, to make us all feel safe, to make all the public feel safe, is they have to be sentenced, every single IPP prisoner. So those that committed the far more serious crimes can be resentenced, and if they're never getting out, they're going to know they're never getting out. And then the people like Sean, that committed the far less serious crimes, that should not have got the IPP sentence, can be released on a 2-year licence.
Sean was released in December last year, but the family know he still has a long journey ahead of him.
Jenny Rees there. Well, it should be an intriguing climax to the football season with both